Hey guys, it's Bro You Whack, and one of my favorite group of characters that have yet to be made into actual heroes in the Overwatch universe is the Mecha Squad. This small group of basically e-boys and e-girls that played StarCraft were then transitioned into the Korean army to control these giant robots that were then soon made into the group called the Mobile Exo Force of the Korean Army, or Mecha Squad. And the members that make up this group of gamers turned into ruthless killers for the Korean army. It's of course our favorite e-girl d.va, ever since her release back in 2016, being one of the most popular characters of all time. But besides d.va, we didn't know anything about the rest of the Mecha Squad members until the release of Busan, where we got 4 additional characters: Demon, King, Casino, and the character that we're going to be focusing on talking about, Overlord. Ah yes, the normal looking boy with a brown bowl cut hairstyle has a complete chokehold over the internet right now because lots of people are clamoring Blizzard to make Overlord into the next cute character that one of the Overwatch developers kind of hinted at. Yeah, cute character, because Lifeweaver is the definition of that. Now, before I get into Overlord, I actually want to know who your favorite Mecha Squad member is out of the 5, because if I want to be honest, Demon is actually one of my favorite characters. So much so that I already made a video talking about her last year, talking about her hero kit, but more importantly, what she can add to d.va's story, because Demon is such an interesting character. But nobody knows about Demon because d.va's always in the limelight and getting all the fame, whether it's when they're playing on the same StarCraft team in high school or saving the whole entire country of Korea. d.va's always the one that's getting the praise, and Demon could lead into the next villain of the Talon organization. But this isn't Demon's video. This is Overlord, aka Swing Hwashi. I butchered that. I am sorry, any native Korean speakers. You can correct me in the comments if you want. But Overlord, who I'm going to be referring to as for the rest of the video for simplicity's sake, is actually the youngest member within the Mecha Squad, and he definitely takes the more supportive role as hinted at in the Mecha Squad's appearance within the New Blood comic line. In the comic that they all appear in, Overlord actually gets out of his mech and helps out Casino and King when it comes to repairing their mech, so that just kind of hints at the fact that, okay, out of all the roles that Overlord would fill, he would definitely fill the support role because he's doing repairs compared to someone like d.va that desperately needs the repairs, as seen not only by the New Blood comic, but also just everyday gameplay. Now, the mech that he actually flies is one of the smallest out of the bunch, but is also one of the only ones that can hover or fly compared to someone like d.va that can shoot up in the sky, but eventually will have to come back down. Or maybe I'm just assuming that because that's how d.va is right now in a regular gameplay mech. In the cinematics, she can fly forever, but you already know how I feel about that. It's longer than 2 seconds though! But Overlord has tons of references to the game that they all used to play back in high school, which is StarCraft. Overlord is probably the name that his gamertag was when they played StarCraft, but his mecha also is very similar constructed to the Banshee from StarCraft. So we could definitely see some more inspiration from the StarCraft universe being implemented to Overlord's character if he were to ever be made into an actual hero. But now that leads into the next question: why Overlord specifically? Like, why out of all the Mecha Squad members, when we have someone like Demon that I mentioned before, Casino, or King, why is it this kid that specifically gets chosen out of all of them to potentially be the next character released to fill the next support role in Overwatch 2? Well, it's 2 reasons. One, because he already has a support role within the Mecha Squad, and we already know that when Season 6 releases, we're gonna be getting another support character. But the second reason as to why people are saying that Overlord should be the next character is because he fits the demographic that one of the Overwatch developers have already leaked beforehand. He's cute! Duh!
The next 2 heroes are support.
Our support,
And,
that's
and
right.
I would say both cute.
Both cute. That
So-
is true.
so-
Guys, don't you see it? Support character, cute character, Overlord is the next Overwatch 2 hero! I swear, the Overwatch community just latches onto any bit of information and just runs with it, thinking that their delusion will make it into reality. But there's actually a lesser known third reason why people think Overlord could be a playable character, and it's this interaction between d.va and Tracer, where d.va says, "I have to introduce you to Overlord. He's the best pilot I know." And Tracer says, "Don't sell yourself short. I've seen you in action." Now, if I can just keep it a stack with y'all, I never heard this interaction between d.va and Tracer. Now, I understand that there's hundreds of interactions in the spawn rooms between the heroes that maybe this just isn't that talked about, but whenever I look online and try to find this exact interaction, or I go onto YouTube, or I go onto Hashi, who is the queen of interactions between heroes, I haven't found this one. But nonetheless, just like with the Demon video, we can just at least talk about Overlord and his potential hero kit and what kind of role he can fit in Overwatch 2, because this could be one of the most unique support characters that we get, because he has to be a support character. If they make him into a tank character, people are gonna lose their dang minds. It's gonna be Echo all over again. What they could make him is into a DPS support hybrid. We see that his mech can obviously fly, and when it comes to support characters, obviously Mercy can fly 2 characters and float down, but we haven't had a true flying character similar to Echo or Ferris, someone that can fly in the sky and stay in the sky. So I think that could be a very unique ability, or possibly even passive ability that Overlord can have when it comes to support characters. But you also see the gigantic turret that you know what that looks like. Now, I could definitely see this turret being very similar to Bastion's artillery, where you activate a button to pull out you pull out your turret and you use it for like 5 seconds, 8 seconds, and you fire a bunch of bullets, but then you have like a 10-second or a 15-second cooldown, where the rest of the time you're gonna be healing or supporting your team. And this is where it can get interesting when it comes to the creativeness of how Overlord can actually be a support character. Now, I actually have 3 ideas when it comes to how he can support the team. The first is through his primary fire, kind of similar to how Brigitte is structured right now, with those little robots that you see on his fin, but also the one that you see that got detached from his fin. Maybe those can actually be heat-seeking health packs or heal robots or whatever that can actually swarm to his allies. Like I said before, it'd be similar to Brigitte, but instead of just repair packs magically getting reloaded, the robots go to your allies and they come back, eat like a little hot pocket, and then they get refueled, and then they go back out and heal the team again. The second way that he can support his team is through his other ability, which is something that I just completely made up. Is nothing made from concept art, but is maybe a supply drop, where you're able to drop 3 or 4 health packs on the ground and your team just picks them up. Kind of similar to how Lifeweaver's passive is right now, but instead of pretty flowers, maybe it's just little boxes with Mecha branding. It kind of be like the emergency supply drop from Modern Warfare 2, where instead of dropping 4 boxes, you drop 4 health packs or health boxes or whatever the case may be. Now, when it comes to his passive, this is probably the most interesting thing that I can try to come up with the limited information that we know about Overlord. But you know how whenever d.va loses health that she ejects out of the mech? What if we actually turn that concept into Overlord's passive, where you're able to just get in and out of your mech whenever you want to? Like, you're able to park your mech, get out and run as Overlord, and you're able to repair your teammates. That way, it gives you another element of support, but it also fits the way that d.va is constructed, just in a different way. And then when it comes to his ultimate, I mean, come on now, you gotta make it explode just like d.va's mech. You launch it into the air and it does another explosion. Well, it'd kind of be biting off d.va's whole construction and hero kit. I mean, I think that's just something that everyone would want and expect when it comes to another Mecha Squad member, is another exploding mech. The most interesting part when it comes to Overlord is actively being able to get in and out of your mech. That's why I want to see Overlord, because, well, how are you gonna make another Mecha Squad member without totally copying d.va all over again? I know we kind of did that with his ultimate, but when it comes to the rest of the hero kit, but especially his passive, which is allowing him to get in and out of his mech, I think that provides a very unique aspect about Overlord, but it also provides a way to satisfy fans for a character to get in and out of his mech. Because what, if he dies, is he just gonna eject just like d.va? I don't really want that. I feel like if his mech dies, he also dies with it, very similar to how Hammond works. But if he has an option to get in and out of his mech, and if he has like a wrench or just something that indicates that this is a healing tool, and if he just points it at his allies, it heals them at a very consistent but somewhat slow rate, I think that can make for a good secondary healer that could be very fun, and it adds a character from the Mecha Squad into the game. When it comes to Overlord, there's not a really lot to work off of when it compared to someone like Demon. There's a whole story, there's a whole hero kit that's already been established, there's a really dope character that a lot of people, I thought, would want more than Overlord, but Overlord is the character everyone wants, so that's what I want to talk about in today's video. But let me know what you think about Overlord and what you think his hero kit could look like, because there really wasn't a lot to work off of, which means sky's the limit. But until season 6 or season 8 or season 10, I will see you guys later. I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. More Overwatch 2 videos to come, and bye.